right up and get lost in the funhouse with Greg Poe and Blondie.
There we go. Look at that.
Check 1, 2. 1, 2.
Can't see mine. I guess I'm going good.
You're at the top.
I'm at the top.
Yeah.
Can't see it.
Well, I keep it pretty low. When you laugh really loud.
Oh,
Like very loud.
but I can't see my thing. It's up there at the top.
Like comic villain loud.
There we go.
I just want to see your name.
She's
I wanted to
she's
see the little
vain.
green.
Just wanted to see your name.
I wanted
She's
to see the
vain.
little green thing going.
Blah. Blah.
Right. So,
Well, we got that recorded. Good.
you just want to dive into this, or?
Yeah, let's just dive in. How was everybody's Halloween?
Scary.
I'll say amazing, because Halloween's always amazing.
It is.
We had a good time.
But the sad thing about this Halloween is we weren't at the same house this time.
I know.
I know that sucked, and
Yeah.
all of our neighbors were like, "Where's the band? Aren't you the house that had the band and
That's
the
incredible.
fire eaters and
That's
you know?"
awesome.
And we're like, "Yeah."
And when they seemed a little bit disappointed, and then I just threw in that the fire eater and the
Firefighter.
yeah, well, you know, the fire eater could have been a firefighter. It could have got out of hand. He'd have fought it.
True.
But the fire eater, I said, is right now fighting for your rights, jumping
Right.
out of planes
Right.
for the country. And then they were like, well, tell him thank you for your thank you for his service. So that worked pretty good.
But bringing it back to us,
Yeah.
we need to give you guys business cards. So when that happens, you're like, here they are.
Here.
Yeah.
Well, they're not here per se, but hey, if you'd like to buy an album,
Yeah, that's
we
what
can hook
Misty
you up.
said. That's what Blondie said. She said, why don't we put a little table at the end of the driveway?
Right, yeah.
And if we'd have thought about it, had your CDs out there.
Oh, you guys are sweet.
Well, it's not like we thought about it
But
till after the fact.
after the fact.
Yeah, but you thought about it, and that's what matters to me.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
I hope everybody had a very safe
Yes.
Halloween. Got your candy lax.
Yeah.
And
We were about an hour away from you guys
Yeah, you
in
were.
Spartanburg playing a house party. We were going to be on the lawn, but as it was
weather.
everywhere, it was soggy from all the rain. So
It was a soggy Halloween.
we
Yeah,
were
it was-
just inside, and the woman who runs the party, it's like her front door's wide open the whole time, and people just come in and have food. She's got a whole spread out, they're
Oh, wow.
trick or treating, and she brings them in, have some food, listen to some music.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Sounded like y'all had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a cool vibe.
Well, we
Yeah.
introduced a new character on Halloween.
Yeah.
Stingy the Clown.
Stingy.
Yes, and Stingy needs a new jingle.
oh my gosh.
Really now.
Stingy the Clown.
Okay.
She was dressed as Pennywise. I got to tell the story. She was dressed as Pennywise. Okay.
Yeah.
This is Blondie dressed as Pennywise. But she was standing at the top of the driveway, and she had the big bucket of candy,
Like she does.
like she does. And her mother was at the bottom of the driveway and was handing it out to the kids yelling trick or treat. Well, some little kids, they looked past her mom after they had already got the candy from her and saw Blondie with a bucket, takes off up the driveway, trick or treat. So Blondie looks into their bucket, starts checking their bucket, says, "You've already got a treat from us." So therefore, I named her Stingy the Clown.
Oh.
But I'm kind of like,
Oh.
what kid automatically thinks, okay, I already got candy from this house. Why would you go up the driveway and think that you're going to get more candy?
Because you had a bucket full.
I finally had to put it down because I quickly realized that this was confusing people.
Well, Stingy the Clown did not give out candy. Stingy the Clown gave out life lessons about responsibility. Well, just what every kid wants on Halloween.
Right?
We were accounting for all the kids in the neighborhood. I mean, that came and got
Did you just
candy.
say accounting?
Yes, she did. And while I'm sitting there thinking about it, how many kids did we have that came up the driveway that were dressed as accountants for Halloween? None. They
How many were
expected to get
disappointed when you
candy.
shunned them?
We did have a
Shunned.
weatherman.
We did have a weatherman.
That was
Really?
really cute.
Yeah, upside down umbrella and everything. Like he was
Sweet.
in the middle
Oh,
of the
that's
storm,
cool.
and the hair was all
Yeah.
loosed up. You know,
Had the
It was
little
wild.
microphone with the weather channel on it.
Did you deny him candy too?
yes, she did. Stingy the Clown does not discriminate.
But we did.
She might be stingy.
Meteorologist, weatherman, anchor, it doesn't matter.
she
It
might
doesn't
be
matter.
she might be stingy, but she's inclusive.
Oh God. But I thought you were going to say we introduced another, character
Everyone's
that night
equal.
that was apparently a lot more popular than
That's what I thought
than
you were
anybody
going
else.
for, and then
Yeah.
it was like, boom, wow,
Yeah, Stingy the Clown. But
you are, wow.
To quote my idol, Rowdy Piper. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. To quote my idol, Rowdy Piper. Just when you think you have all the answers, I change the questions.
Just like Stingy.
yeah. But at the beginning of the night, before everything got started, I mean, I was dressed up as Pennywise, my female Pennywise,
That's amazing, by the way.
and thank you.
Stingy, the stingy clown.
So we've got like one of those little
The
storm
clown
drains.
that will make you frown.
Oh, no, it's going to be like a metal song. Stingy, you'll get no candy from me.
Oh, I love it.
Stingy.
I love it.
I'm the clown with the stiffest star to keep you away from this. You'll never get anything from me. You know why? 'Cause I'm stingy.
But we've got one of those storm drains across the street from my house. It was like right across the street. It looks just like, the Pennywise where he would be like sticking his head out or something. And so I went across the street and I had helium and I blew up the red balloons and I tied one
99 of
on
them.
that.
99 of them.
Yes. And I tied one
How many
on
people get
that,
that joke?
storm drain.
Ba-doom-tsh.
And so it was like all night long. We had people coming down the road. They were like taking selfies with the red balloon.
They were.
I mean, taking pictures of it, and I mean, getting their kids over there. Hey, get over there.
I really
You know,
wish I
take a
could have been
picture.
there.
It was awesome.
I really wish I could have been there.
I was like, the red balloon was like the hit of the night or something, and I.
What's yours wasn't Stingy.
How many kids you think went home and had nightmares about Stingy?
Right.
Mama,
I went to get...
Stingy's gonna come back and steal my candy. Stingy kicked me.
So I'm just reinforcing the kids' fear of clowns.
Christmas has Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah.
Now Halloween will forevermore have Stingy the Clown. And we're going to put that picture up of Stingy the Clown, too.
Yeah, we'll have to put that one up. Stingy the Clown. We'll have to go on the podcast.
Do you have one like mid-stiff arm when she's like...
Well, I
The child's
was.
like flying back.
Did you see the picture? No. Stingy? Oh, boy. I gotta show you this because this is Stingy the Clown. Y'all
At her
keep talking.
stingiest.
At her
Well, I was holding all
here
the
we go.
candy in my arms and like
I wasn't sure where you were going with I was holding.
I was holding.
Here
all
we
the
go.
candy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Stingy the Clown.
Look at that look in your eye.
I know, right?
That's my
You
candy.
mean business.
That was right after she
You
stiff-armed a
mean
kid.
business.
Listen, one kid walked away holding his behind and had a big giant clown shoe mark on it.
That's not nice.
That's how Stingy rolls.
Clearly.
I gotta do a cartoon of Stingy. Yes, Stingy the Clown.
A whole comic strip.
I might just do that.
My phone is ringing.
What? Well, we know it's not Stingy because she's in here.
Ron just called. I'm going to call him back and not give him any time to think about it. Hey, you're live on the air.
Oh, that'd be great.
I'm doing it.
Are they gonna be able to hear him?
Yeah. I'm going to get over here with...
Sure.
You got a better microphone.
Because I'm awesome.
Hey, Neil.
Hey, Ron, you're live on Lost in the Funhouse.
What's up, Ron?
Guys, how are you?
We're not kidding. You're literally live on Lost in the Funhouse.
We're in the middle of the show right now.
Oh, okay. I wasn't even to call you in the middle of your show. So,
But you did.
just wanted to let you know that file is an AIF file, and I can't open it. It's weird.
You should
Everybody, Ron cannot open the file.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Live on.
You should be able to.
No, it's opening it up in Audition. Let me see if I can save it as an MP3.
No. If
Don't
you're
do that.
no, if you're gonna save it as a wave.
Save as Wave. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I called you, because I knew you would tell me that right away. Wave PCM, right?
Yeah.
Okay, terrific. All right. Good. Got it. Thank you. So, how are you guys doing? Good?
Well, we're doing good. We've got you live on the show. We're talking about our Halloween. Everybody, this is everybody's friend here at the Funhouse. This is director and he's just done so many things. Writer, producer.
Cosplayer.
Yes, I mean his his list goes on and on and on. But this is Ron Rossman.
Hello.
Say hello, Ron.
Hello. How are you?
He's doing well.
So, what is your podcast about this go round?
Halloween.
We never know, Ron.
We're just
Doing Halloween again?
Halloween. This is
Halloween again. We always do Halloween.
That's right.
The holiday's so nice, we did it twice.
Hey,
This is second Halloween.
it's gonna be the title.
Yeah, this is Halloween-mas.
I actually posted your podcast on the Dust page
Awesome.
because it was so good, and also because Neil was debuting some of his music from his new album, which I
Is
want
awesome.
people to really hear. So,
Well, that's one of the things, you and I had talked about. We've got to get you to come on the show, come down here and be live in the studio with us and talk about Dusk and some of your upcoming projects that I don't know if you want to go ahead and tip the hat here or wait till you're in studio to talk about.
oh no, we could tip the hat, so to speak.
Go ahead,
Since
tip
Misty's
that.
there, and she's part of the hat, and so is Neil.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, Misty's getting a big head over there, so you're going to need a bigger hat.
we're gonna need a bigger hat.
You thought Stingy was bad.
Stingy the Clown. We were just talking about Stingy the Clown when you called in.
I met Homie, but not Stingy.
Oh,
Well, Stingy the Clown only comes out on Halloween to give kids only one treat and one treat only.
Oh, I had heard about Stingy. That's right.
Everybody on the East Coast heard about Stingy.
And then threaten them with bodily harm if they attempt to take there.
Yeah, see everybody. No, we did not get Ron to call in just to make our case. This is an unsolicited opinion and viewpoint on Stingy the
see,
Clown.
we're creating a whole new urban legend for Pennywise.
It's going to be a horror story for kids for generations. We came to this house, and Stingy the Clown gave us one piece of candy.
And that one piece of candy was the palm of their hand right in my nose.
I was talking right before you called in about the kid that was running around crying and left the driveway with one big clown shoe print on his butt.
It's kind of like the Santa Claus from the Christmas Story. Ho, ho, ho.
Yes, exactly. Except Stingy was no, mo. No, mo, or you'll feel my toe.
Right?
Oh my God.
So how was your Halloween?
It was good. We did an event in Taylorsville for their fire department.
I saw the
there was
pictures.
Batman. Yeah, we had a great time. They had I'd say about 1,000 kids came out despite the rain.
Wow.
Wow.
Guys, Ron does an incredible Batman cosplay. And,
That's absolute lie. Never heard of it. I don't know who Batman is.
oh, yeah, there you go.
Right, yeah.
Yes, we've got to keep the identity quiet. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So,
Just give it away right off the bat.
Yeah, I should have said spoiler alert.
That's what we do at the Funhouse.
that's right. What was funny was Jessica had gone out with her aunt. They went and saw the Addams Family and just kind of had a little time. And William came with me to help me at the event. He was a big help. So they didn't get candy. And so I felt really bad. And so we got back to the house, and I didn't grab any from the event. And our next door neighbor, who goes trick or treating every year, but does not let her kids eat candy, so I'm not trying to figure that one out. She needs to go to Stingy's house.
Her and Stingy are in the same knitting circle.
So she gave us like a whole bucket of candy for the kids. So that
Wow.
was awesome. So we were really happy. So the kids got candy, and they got to enjoy Halloween.
Awesome.
I bet more so than around Stingy's neighborhood.
Yeah, right.
And we hadn't even made it. You know where I'm going to go next, but we haven't really fully made it to. We were just getting ready to start. Blondie was talking about the star of the night, the new cosplay sensation on the East Coast, the red balloon from It.
Oh yes,
Yes.
I want an autograph.
Oh yeah, well I hear the red balloon's going to start making some appearances and might
I
even
think
have
so.
have its own
I've actually
Instagram.
purchased some of her lewds on Patreon.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Gotta
Oh
get
yeah,
that,
the red
gotta,
balloon's going to have a Patreon.
Gotta
She
get
was
that Patreon.
stringless. It was pretty hot.
Red balloon cosplay.
Red balloon cosplay available for your next event. I will
Hashtag red balloon cosplay.
Yeah.
willing to be there as your cosplay guest. Please
Just have a
follow my
table.
Patreon for lewds.
A table with a balloon tied to it, and then like prints of the balloon.
Yes.
Signed by the balloon.
Yes.
Instant moneymaker.
Hey, there's more star power probably in the balloon.
Yes. At least the balloon is original. It's not like
Right?
trademarking anybody.
That is true.
It's actually been in a movie.
And there's been songs written about it too.
Right? None of them.
With
Yeah,
it.
It and its 98 Brothers.
It's a limited edition, 99. And it's international in Germany and all that. So
It is.
Oh, yeah.
It is. There was a German version.
Very true.
Yes. So that's actually in the movie Atomic Blonde. They do a whole fight scene to 99 red balloons. It was very interesting. So thought that was so even they attributed to the red balloon.
Yeah, see?
it's
The
a
legend of the... See, there was two legends born on Halloween this year. The red balloon
And Stingy the
and
Clown.
Stingy the Clown.
That's right.
It's going to be funny when all the kids in your neighborhood come dressed as Stingy next year.
Is this the house that had the band and the fire breathers, or is this where that clown was
That
that didn't
stingy
give
old
us
clown.
candy?
Let's not go to Stingy's house.
Stingy's house gets egged on
The
Halloween.
red balloon will be there.
I know.
Is this the house with the violence?
I think at Charlotte Comic Con you should have a section of your table, Greg Bo, and
Yeah.
say photo ops with the red balloon from It.
Yes.
$35 a shot, and see if anybody would take their picture.
Oh, you've turned into Chuck Sloan now.
Yeah, but I'm Chuck Sloaning it. We should have a red balloon con.
I'm gonna come as Red
That's a lot of
Balloon's
latex.
agent.
Hey, Blondie, next time you need a cosplay judge, the red balloon.
Yes.
Oh, we need to do it. Power Comic Con red balloon.
When it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
a table, it's tied to a pencil.
Yes.
So we can make notes.
A black Sharpie to sign stuff.
Right.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Like a Ouija board. Or something.
Oh my God.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, that's incredible. I'm
Yeah,
dying.
I wish I could cosplay as well as a red balloon. That's my ambition, is to reach the standard of the red balloon.
Yeah.
That's a brand new standard.
Those standards are quite high, my friend. Quite high.
That's right.
Hey, that
That's right.
costume
They're very
was-
inflated. They're
That
very
costume
inflated.
was movie accurate, screen accurate.
Right?
Right. I heard he's ascending up the ladder pretty quick.
Yeah.
We all could learn a thing or two from this ball of latex.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Doesn't even need dialogue.
Yeah, I mean, and it doesn't have an ego. That's a good
just
thing,
has
so the ego
presence.
won't get
Carries
deflated.
a whole scene. All right, now we're gonna jump on this before the podcast comes out. So
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no! You're in it, Ron. You're in it now.
Sounds
cut
like we
that
all
out.
had a fun
Halloween. Mwahaha. Now we're heading towards Turkey Day.
I thought Christmas came after Halloween. What's this Turkey Day you speak of?
That's what you would think, based on
Yeah.
man.
Right?
You know, at like 12:01 at midnight, 1 minute after midnight on, first of November 1st. You know, you first part of the day. Soon as it strikes over onto November 1st, Christmas commercial.
Yep.
Swear to goodness.
Mariah Carey comes on the elevators.
They should be playing 24/7 round the clock, even all the news channels. They should be playing all the way up till Thanksgiving the turkey drop episode of WKRP in Cincinnati. Because as God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
That's right. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think that should absolutely be the case.
See, Blondie, if you'd have been on site, when they dropped the turkeys, you could have interviewed the turkeys with your little.
Yep.
Very true. Yeah. You've got the remix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Ron, you have stumbled across what we do here.
Yeah, no, I'm excited because
Stumbled is a good word because he skinned his knee and everything.
He skinned his knee coming in and everything. Well, yeah, we'll have you a straight jacket with the Funhouse logo on it soon.
That's right. That's right. I wear it proudly.
So, is there anything you want to plug on this?
Yeah, plug.
Because you asked me. So we're working on a project called The Devil's Daughter.
Yes.
Which is a Harley Quinn fan film.
Nice.
With a horror twist, and lovely Misty Yates, also known as the Clown, is going to be in it.
Otherwise known as Blondie.
Neil.
Yeah, who's Misty?
Misty plays. What's the character's name again, Misty? Laura Bailey. Is it Laura Bailey?
Yep, Laura Bailey.
Yep. She plays
I'm a rich Southern belle.
Does she work at a savings and loan?
She does not, but it is rumored that she doesn't give candy to children. That's the rumor. And then Neil is not only scoring it, which I'm really excited about, but Neil is also going to be starring in it as Dr. Jonathan Crane, the Scarecrow. So we're really excited to have Neil kind of do that, and he helped us rewrite his scene so it's even better than it was before. I'm really excited about the way it came out.
Because I don't know anything about scarecrows.
Scarecrows.
Talk about typecasting.
Right?
Right.
I see what's going on here.
Right, exactly.
What I want to know is why I was cast in it as the Invisible Man.
Were you the Invisible Man?
Yeah, I'm the Invisible Man. I'm in every scene.
And are you? I didn't realize that. I didn't see it.
I know, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
I know, right?
Right.
Put some clothes on, man.
Never.
My gosh.
Oh, I'll have to tell you what Blondie said. We went up. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Blondie surprised me this weekend, and I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag yet until we start talking about it. But Blondie surprised me and took me to a really nice, awesome Halloween-themed show last weekend. And it was going to be very cold because it was in the mountains. And she sends me a text and says, it's going to be it's going to be very cold. Be sure to wear clothes.
Wow.
Like I'm 5. I don't wanna.
I don't know what you're talking about. If I don't have company over, I'm not wearing anything.
Oh, God help me. I talk to you on the phone during the day.
You do.
Oh.
I meant sensible clothes.
Next time you call me, that's all you're going to think about.
You get a lurch for that one. Oh.
That's great.
Why did I ring?
Right?
Right.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Sleep in fear.
Oh, there'll be no sleep tonight.
Anyway, that'll be coming out in October of 2020. So we start filming in April of 2020. So.
Sweet. I know you've got a top-notch cast in there, and
oh my God, yeah, I can't. I'm so blessed. I cannot believe the cast we have. I mean, Misty and Neil alone, but we have got Neil Godbold, and Crystal Cleveland, and Rob Kellum.
Yes, the Strode.
I just posted a description of the character, and I grabbed a screenshot off the net of Arkham, and I don't know if you saw it, but Rob was made for that part. I cannot believe how amazing Rob looks as the Dr. Arkham.
Well, we've had Stroh on the show. He's amazing in everything he's in. And you've also got another friend of the show in it, legendary Chuck Sloan.
Chuck Sloan is it? Yes, he plays Detective Harvey Bullock.
That was typecasting.
Yeah, right. That was kind of not really a stretch or anything.
I know, right?
But and actually, the funny thing is, as you know, we did that. We did that because he did that detective, that kind of parody detective for you.
Yeah.
With like doing the crypto stuff.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I thought, wow,
yeah.
This guy looks just like, he looks perfect.
Legendary Investigations.
Yeah, so, yeah, right. So I said, this is perfect for what we want to won't want to do.
And Chuck was in Dusk. Chuck and Buck Carter were in Dusk,
That's
right?
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Chuck will be back in Dusk. So he was in this season 3.
Yeah.
And he'll be. You guys actually, I'm working on the episode right now. We'll be releasing episode 43 tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And so Chuck's in that episode. He was in an earlier episode.
Chuck's a talented guy, and he cracks me up.
He's amazing. And Buckshot Carter's also in.
Oh, Buck's hilarious. Buck's great.
So, we got legends. The production is legendary.
I know you have 2 of the 3 legends in there.
Right.
You got to film. You got to film something when Crippler's home, so he can go
Crippler
and get all 3 of them in it.
Wasn't defending our country, he'd be in it.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that's true.
He's doing more important work right now.
Yeah.
But that is also scored by the amazing Neil E. Griffin, who scores every episode. And it's one of the highlights of each episode is his score.
Sweet.
But that's it for me. So thank you for letting me plug.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks for letting me know you were doing this.
I know.
Hey, Ron, I'm in the middle of a show. Call me back later.
Oh no, we wanted to surprise you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
That's how we roll.
That's how you roll. Right now, when you want me to be on the show, because I would love to be on there. Maybe I could bring one or 2 of the cast members with me as well.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome.
You already got 2 of them there, so.
Well, yeah, and we're talking about 2 when we have you on the show, doing a big, huge sense. So you and Blondie both have such a wealth of knowledge of cosplay and the cosplay community. We're gonna get y'all. Yeah, we're gonna be getting you guys. We're gonna be doing a cosplay spectacular and letting y'all talk about y'all's opinions of the cosplay community.
Oh, that should be fun. That should go over well.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Hey, we may even have the red balloon in here with y'all.
Yeah.
I wanted to make one more mention. Our movie poster for The Devil's Daughter and the logo is being done by a very talented artist who I have great esteem for, Greg Watson. So I'm really excited about that.
New phone, who dis? Yeah, I'm excited about it too. It's a really fun project, and we all know I love Harley Quinn. Have a special place for her in my creative heart and soul. So that'll be rock and roll.
I think we're going to do her a lot of justice. I think people are going to be really happy with
a lot of injustice.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. So, but anyway, that's it for me. So thank you for having me on your amazing, awesome show.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
And allowing me to blather on as I did.
Right.
Well, that's cool. That's what we do all the time.
Right.
Just blather, blather, blather.
Blather. So,
It's a bunch of blurbs.
Blurbs.
All right. Sweet.
All right, brother.
all right, you guys have a great night.
All right, we'll talk soon.
So we're talking about what we did for Halloween, huh?
Absolutely. We had a great Halloween.
So did we. It was different, and we really missed you guys. Like I said earlier. Huh?
Hold on, Blondie's got notes.
I just said like I said earlier.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Way to go, Blondie.
Sorry.
Bring the show to a screeching
Right.
halt.
We've done this before, right?
Deja vu. All over again.
Veronica Mars.
This studio is haunted by the ghost of Veronica Mars.
It is. And again, I'm taking the bullet for you guys. I'm living here.
Don't say bullet, because a list will come right after that.
Oh no.
Bullet list.
Oh, I broke our own rule. Shame on me, but it is Halloween, or it's after Halloween. Still scary.
Yes.
All right, so, well, I guess we'll go first. Yeah, we went up for Hampton Comic-Con.
Ooh.
Yeah, but before that, we spent the day at Hallowscream.
Hallowscream.
At Busch Gardens.
Scream.
Ooh, nice. How was it?
Screamy,
And where was this?
Virginia.
Williamsburg.
Busch Gardens.
Williamsburg.
Yeah, yeah.
Would
Thought I
I
said Busch Gardens. But
would I have been impressed?
I love it.
You had to think about it.
Yeah,
And he's the Halloween
I know.
master.
I'm going to say no.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say no.
I do have high
Because I know what you're
standards.
into.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's a theme park, so they've got to have it for all ages. But all around the park, they have these signs: "Howl-O-Scream is not for children." I disagree.
It was more for children?
It was just, how far are you actually going to take it
Yeah.
at a family park? Really?
Well, true.
Is it more just because of the blood and gore?
Well, I don't know. Universal's is pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
So they have the whole.
I've heard that. I've
It's
heard it's real good.
it's America's or the world's most beautiful theme park. Year round. It's
So how do you make that scary?
very nice. So
Well,
you
true,
have
yeah.
you have ghosts hanging from the trees, and as dusk is falling, they have all these characters in the different countries of the old country,
Right.
and they're themed like Day of the Dead or zombies, or So you go through the countries, and they've got a theme for each one.
Right. And they've got these like haunts.
There's pumpkins
Yeah.
everywhere.
Not to
There's
get
lights.
sidetracked, but there is a documentary on Netflix
Really?
called it's something haunts, and it's a documentary
me a lot to
about
go on.
haunted houses,
Okay.
even from like the small people who do it in their
Yes. We
in
looked
their
at
neighborhood.
that. Well, we hadn't seen it.
Watch it; it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty informative.
'Cause I like that kind of thing.
The McCamey, I think it's how you say it, Manor, is on it, and they're talking about all the crazy stuff they do.
Is that the one, the McCamey Manor? Is
Yeah.
that the one where you have to sign the release?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now, so here's my thing with those things, with the haunts, right? I love a good haunt around Halloween.
Yeah.
Scarier the better. It's rare that you're going to scare me in a haunt.
Right.
And later, because we don't want to trample all over your story, but Misty will probably say something about the time we went in the haunt, and I basically stopped the whole thing because
Really?
yeah, I was too
Which
busy.
haunt was it?
Yeah, I was trying to have a conversation with Leatherface.
Really?
Yeah.
How's he doing these days?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. I was admiring the chainsaw, and I wasn't
course.
scared, and it was weird. But so
Weird. Oh, come on. It's not weird. It's
yeah,
normal
not.
for you.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like a Tuesday for me.
Yeah.
But
Leatherface Tuesday.
Leatherface Tuesday. But
It's just another Leatherface Tuesday.
Universal, yeah, it was pretty cool. The only thing we had is Brett was a teenager at the time, and he was like so tired and wanting to go home.
Aw.
Young teenager, he was tired. He was wanting to go home. He was aggravated. We were having to keep him from like knocking somebody out.
Like he
Yeah.
does.
Well, because people are jumping out at you and scaring you.
Right. You know,
When
you've
you've got somebody that dangerous walking
Yeah.
through,
Yeah.
I had to put Misty walked behind because she wanted us to go first. I was first.
of
Brett
course.
was
'Cause she's
behind
smart.
me.
Because nobody's going to mess with
Yeah.
you.
Brett was behind me, and I made Brett tie his hands in the back of my shirt so that he wouldn't accidentally react when somebody came out and knocked
Right.
somebody out cold.
Yeah. Because he would.
Because he would.
Yeah.
So, especially if Mr. Jingles came out.
Right.
Oh, no.
So check out the documentary on the haunt.
I will. Yeah, y'all go back talking about.
If you just like search haunt on Netflix, it
Part of
pops
the
up.
file, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you actually did more than I did with
Right.
the roller coasters and
Yeah, how
all that awful stuff.
Busch Gardens has like 9 roller coasters. It's fabulous. It's the theme park that I grew up with because I grew up in Norfolk. So those are all open during Halloween. They have a special Christmas themed event as well, but they closed down the rides because it's so cold. So there were several haunts, mazes, and haunted houses and things that you could walk through and get spooked, and
There was a circus one that was, excuse me.
that was very well done.
There was a circus one that was, well done.
Yeah.
Step 1 was you had to walk into an actual big top and
The ring.
listen to
Really?
what's the name of the, not a composer or a conductor, ringleader.
Yeah, she's barking at you.
Ringmaster.
Ringmaster.
The Carnival barker.
Carnival Barker.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the ones that would stand out. Like the old sideshows with the big, megaphones.
Yeah. And then somebody else comes in and is like hollering at me.
It was literally you at this one, yeah.
Because I'm the first in the line.
Yeah.
And
I'm
she
sure
said,
you loved that.
yeah, I'm just kind of standing there like, is this part of the show? Or
Are you just barking at
are
me?
you actually telling me to go?
I just can't see you doing well with that kind of thing, though. I mean,
What do you mean?
Well, I saw
Like, I
you.
can't handle it?
Well, like that day you came off the escalator at Heroes Con and got lost in Heroes Con.
That was. I was in a bad place, okay?
When you walked up to the table, I mean, if you'd have seen you,
If you'd have seen you.
oh my gosh, and it was
Yeah,
priceless.
maybe one day I will.
It was priceless, but I can't see
Out-of-body
you like jumping on
experience.
roller coasters and stuff.
No, it's not me.
No,
But you
Neil
know
holds,
what? I don't like
Neil holds
upside
the
down
bags
or
and the drinks.
the drops. Like Tower of Terror,
Yeah.
or Free Fall or something.
Yeah,
I don't like those.
They've got one of
No.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't like those.
Mock Tower. It's
Yeah,
in
I don't-
Germany.
Now Blondie will ride anything.
Really?
Heck yeah. I'm taking Blondie next
Y'all
year.
should go instead of. You shouldn't go in my place because I'm kind of getting
It's lost on him.
like a third of the fun.
Well, we'll just go and hold their purses while they ride the.
Precisely.
That's what I do. That's what I do. I'm the
Now, if it's a
purse ride.
fast one,
Exactly.
I'm the scarecrow.
Exactly.
But they did have a lot of scarecrows
Listen.
there, which was rad.
Yeah. And they've got live shows like
I think I
dancing,
sent you a picture.
singing,
Did
and
I send you a picture of
spooky
all the
stuff,
scarecrows?
Yeah,
black
the
lights,
scarecrows.
and the whole gamut.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
I'm not even as nearly half as into Halloween as you are.
Well,
Right.
listen, Brett and I rode one time. We rode a roller coaster down at Universal Studios called the Mummy, and it's in this building.
I've heard about that one. Yeah.
It has like 6 loops. You go through fire.
Wow.
People are shooting at you. It's crazy.
Is it based on the old mummy?
Yeah, it's some mummy. I don't know, but me and Brett
Yeah.
were never the same after getting off
Really?
that roller coaster. We left a piece of ourselves on that roller coaster. I don't know what was up with that. And Misty
Yeah.
swears up and down it had no loops, but it had loops.
The second one I went on, I passed out.
Really?
In your life,
Yeah. Yeah. I've ridden 3 in my life.
No, all the ones that go fast.
you rode a third one after you passed out on one.
This was it.
I'm proud of you.
Carowinds
that's-
again. Like
Carowinds.
maybe 10 years later. Mm-hmm. And it was a wooden one, so I'm like, it's the old style. It's not going to be
Not
that.
gonna be upside down, and
It
yeah.
was atrocious. It's jarring you all to death, and it was like when you would hit the peak of the hill and go back down, I could feel like everything in my stomach
Was that
tried to
some,
make its way into my esophagus, and everything just
Thunder Road?
burned.
Was that Thunder Road?
Really?
It might, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
now see, I love Thunder Road. I like those kind.
Really?
But I'll
Yeah.
tell you what I hate.
Like the old style.
I love the old style, but you know what? The ones that go like really fast, and I like the drops on a roller coaster because it's not like straight down. It's kind of an incline
Yeah.
and you're going really fast.
It's a hill.
Yeah, it's a hill, but I don't like the ones like they have the Cyclone over there or whatever, or had the Cyclone on.
I think
It
that's the
hasn't
one I
been in
passed
years.
out on.
And I almost did too one time. Honestly, that's what I was going to ask you
That
about.
is the one I passed
Because
out
there's
on.
2 loops and then a corkscrew.
It was the beginning of the second loop is when I blacked out.
I about blacked out myself. Now I was
Really?
younger. Yeah,
Yeah.
we went on like a church trip or something.
I think
and
I was I want to say 15.
I kind of leaned forward and all of a sudden, I mean, it was like just tingly and I was almost gone. Yeah.
I don't remember it.
Wow.
I
There-
don't remember it.
There's a brand new ride at Busch Gardens, the Viking one, that is just like what you're talking about. It's old school wooden, and it was very bumpy, just
Right.
like you're saying. But it was fast.
Yeah. see, I like those.
Yeah.
So that would be I would love that.
Yeah, yeah.
We rode the
decorations
Expedition
on that
Everest
one
one time when
fabulous.
we went to Disney.
Yeah.
And all the way because they got a bunch of false drops where you don't really drop.
Ah, right.
And the whole way on that ride, Brett's hollering, "Crap you, Dad! Crap, you."
Really?
Just crap,
Really?
because he did not want to." And here he is now jumping out of airplanes, but at the
Right.
time,
Right, yeah,
he's just sitting
yeah.
there, and he's some. But when we got up top of Everest, we could look over, and we were in Disney,
Yeah.
and Animal Kingdom, on Expedition Everest. And once we got to the top, you could see all the way across Orlando, and you could see Harry Potter's like Hogwarts.
Really?
And Brett's like, "Is that freaking Hogwarts?"
Right.
And then we start going down through there,
Mm-hmm.
and Brett's yelling. And then we got up in that cave where you go up, and then they have that false thing where the track switches behind you, and you start going backwards
Right.
for a little bit. and Brett was having none of it.
What's he gonna do?
Well, the
Stop
Big
the
Thunder
ride?
Railroad, the Big Thunder Railroad,
Yeah.
that's up there, and that's just, I mean, that's basically a kiddie coaster when you think about it.
Right.
But, Brett's on that thing, and he's talking nonstop because he's like freaking out.
Yeah.
And he's talking about the shoddy craftsmanship of the Seven Dwarfs. And this can't be
Like you
safe.
do.
And this can't be safe.
Right.
And kids are turning around looking at him, Oh, man, that's so funny. You remember that?
That's funny.
So what else did we do?
We ate a big fat pretzel and some French fries.
And I got an Oktoberfest.
You did.
That was delicious.
Delicious.
Very cool.
And we finished out with Monster Stomp, based off of the Broadway Stomp show,
Yeah.
but it's
Oh,
all
yeah,
Halloween themed songs. And there's one of my favorites is they turn out all the lights and these guys walk out in black suits, but they've got skeletons on them that glow.
So they get
They
black lights on
dance.
them.
Like the guys from Karate Kid.
Is it? I haven't seen
Well,
the movie in
Karate
a
Kid,
really long
where
time.
they dress up and
Yeah.
chase down Daniel Sign in their little skeleton outfits.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like that.
Sweep the leg, Johnny.
Or
Give him a body
E.T.
Mm. So
So
yeah,
that was
I
the
mean,
last
it was-
thing we did because it was right there at the entrance in England, and
Yeah.
got out
That's
as soon
pretty
as quickly as we could to avoid the rush.
Then we did Hampton Comic Con the next 2 days.
That was it. Your silence is deafening.
Yeah.
It
Was it one of those?
for us.
Uh,
But again, we're a different breed of vendor.
We either make
Yeah.
it or we really don't.
Yeah, there's really no middle ground for us.
Yeah.
did I
So
tell you
the-
Did I tell you my new phrase
What's
for if a con's not really doing well in terms of sales?
Yeah. What's that?
I call it I either call it a Terminator con or the con Judgment Day. You know why? Because everybody comes up to your table and goes, looks at your stuff and it's like, I'll be back.
Yeah.
They don't come back.
That's very
so
true.
right.
You're so
Yeah.
very right.
It's
my
a
Oh
friend.
my
we call it a Terminator con because, that way nobody, we're not sitting there going, this con really isn't
Yeah.
doing well. Because, that's a downer for everybody here.
Right.
But if it's not doing well, I'll look over, one of the artists around me and I'll say, how's it going? It's Terminator con.
Right.
They know what I'm talking about. I'll be back.
Yeah. All the vendors I talked to, I mean, I went around with my banjo, and the
Pretty much everyone was having a bad.
pretty much everyone was like, it's not that great.
And we made a fair number of sales for us, but it's an expensive table.
Yeah.
So you can't make it back when
And,
there's not.
and
a
we
lot
found
of
out the
sales.
steampunk store is going out of business. It's the only steampunk store on the East Coast.
Really?
A
Yeah.
steampunked life,
Yeah, steampunk life.
And you are a
Great
steampunk
guys.
person.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, so
There's talk of
we
them.
got Jess a umbrella
parasol.
/ parasol with
Oh,
lace
that's
around it. It's
cool.
got the fun
shape.
like design, like
Yeah.
something out of Tim Burton.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you need
That's
that.
up your alley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I got a plush Bill Cipher because I needed it.
Well, you had to.
Yeah, and I got that
Yeah.
to remind myself.
You did not.
All right, Jess got it for me. I acquired it. Okay. What I'm pointing at, because nobody knows what I'm actually doing, it's in the window of the studio.
And it takes up the
Let me
whole
describe
window.
it. Let me describe
Do
it.
it, do it.
Let me
So-
describe it. Okay. There's this box over to the side and it says Fragile. Now, right in the window of the studio, fishnet stockings down one solitary leg going into a shapely high heel,
Yeah.
And up at the top, it's got this lampshade on it with,
Gosh.
little tassels.
I do know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's glowing out of the window. I mean, everybody up and down the street can see it.
Yeah. So here's what's really in the window. It's like the ending of Clue. That's what could be in my window.
Choose your own ending.
This is what's actually in the window. It's a fabric poster of the cover of Bloodborne, which is a video game that is very hard, and it's one that broke my spirit more times than I would care to admit, but I finished the game.
Yes, he did.
So
I,
it's
sir, shall finish the game.
yeah. So it's a reminder to me that no matter how hard is something I'm working on, that I can reach it if I just keep at it.
Oh, trivia question, by the way.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody can win some buttons.
Yeah.
Be
let's
the
do
first
it.
person to post on the Facebook page or send us an email and let us know. I just made a reference there when you said about where you'd finish the game. I said, I, sir, shall finish the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you can tell me what movie that's from.
Indeed. All right. The challenge has been laid out.
One of my favorite all-time movies. And no, Buck Carter, if you're listening, you can't chime in on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You're not,
Or Brett Watson.
You're excluded.
So the cool thing about this poster, if you will, is that it is fabric. So when the light is shining through the window, which it is not right now because it's evening, it just kind of illuminates it.
So I've
Oh,
got
that's cool.
It's really pretty.
some darkening fabric behind it, so it's just enough to like light it up a little bit. Awesome. Yeah.
That's
Thank
neat.
you. Thank you. So that's why that's there.
And it's framed by red curtains.
Yes. And we should
Red curtains for
Put
all
this
your
up.
framing needs.
right? We should put this up in a picture. I have a lovely Nightmare Before Christmas record clock
Yes, you do.
that was gifted to me by the rest of the Funhouse. And
For all you do.
yeah, and it's really awesome. We should
Amazing.
put a picture of that up because I love it and it means a lot. And thank you guys.
You are very welcome. Like I said, you deserve it.
Now I know what time it is.
Yeah.
You know.
True. Very true.
So how about you guys? What did you do?
Blondie, you want to start it off? Well, let me say this. Blondie surprised me with some tickets to go up to Cherokee, North Carolina to the Unto These Hills Amphitheater
Yeah.
to go see a live experience, a live experience of one of my favorite Halloween stories of all time, Sleepy Hollow.
Yes.
The Headless Horseman of Sleepy Hollow. Blondie, you want to take over from there and tell the tale?
Before you do that,
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on the Tim Burton movie? You like it?
There's
You don't
things
like
I like. Well, there's things I like about it because I love Tim Burton.
Yeah.
There's things
Johnny
I
Depp.
like about it, but there's what? What'd you say?
Johnny Depp's in it.
Oh well,
Christina
he's in
Ricci.
everything. Well, he's in
Yeah.
everything that Tim Burton makes.
Right?
You know. I mean, if you go back and look at Tim Burton's early home movies, I swear Johnny Depp's in there somewhere in the background. And what's her name? Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I love Sleepy Hollow, and you would have loved it because they had a guy and a girl out there with acoustic guitar. And,
Really?
Yeah, playing old time music, and they were taking Cherokee legends.
Oh, that's right. You
Because-
told me about that.
Yeah, because Sleepy Hollow
Doing the songs about him,
was
right?
up in Tarrytown, up in like where the New York area,
Right.
and you know it's basically Tarrytown, New York, and so that legend comes from up there and Washington Irving and all that. So you know what they did to tie it into Cherokee was they had a bunch of ahead of time they were telling the Cherokee legends, and they were playing these really creepy versions of like Witchy Woman and stuff like
Nice.
that. And I mean, it was just real eerie sounding. They had these people walking around just real slow and
Like
black,
with black
robes.
robes and
But now that
Yeah.
one
It's, like,
thing,
really
that,
creepy.
that one thing that was ridiculous, and I about lost it. That little dance or whatever those two did, where they touched their hands in the middle. I mean, I could tell it was like a 17th century dance or
Oh,
something.
yeah, I
but,
got you.
But you know,
but it was really creepy with the two
the Pickety
girls with
Witch.
the
it was just
You know.
with the
it was
black
goofy.
robes on, and it
Yeah.
was really
Excellent.
weird.
that was the only thing. Everything else, amazing.
Was this outside?
It was outside,
And it was
so it was
freezing,
really
freaking cold
Yeah.
because it was in the mountains of
Ru-
Cherokee, North
Oh, I
Carolina,
bet.
in an open air amphitheater with metal seats.
Ooh, chilly.
Yes, and Blondie. Yeah. So listen. So we're getting ready to go up there right before the day before we left. She hit me up. She said, "Hey, we're going to the Sleepy Hollow thing tomorrow," and she sends me a text. And then right after it, she says, "Don't forget to wear clothes."
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
I meant sensible clothes. You know,
Well,
if it's gonna be cold.
No, you mean actual
I didn't
clothes
think
because
that
I mean
I didn't
that's why
think
this
I
is a
needed-
podcast, not like a video thing.
Yeah. Y'all are welcome.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You are welcome. We are taking this bullet for you guys.
So
God.
listen, it was great.
Well, good.
The whole thing, the effects. I mean, I could not.
So
say
what was it
really.
exactly? Was it a
Well,
show?
it was a show, but it was also immersive. They were walking through the crowd. I'll let Blondie get into like some of the details, but just an overall general assessment before we start getting into it.
Yeah.
I mean, you had all kind of interactive things going on. You had live animals. You had explosions and gunfire and the Headless Horseman on horseback,
Right.
torches all the way through there, and then the characters would come up and interact in the audience. And
That's cool.
yeah, I mean, but it was freezing out there, and I am basically Sub-Zero or the Snow Miser. I mean, I like cold weather,
Yeah.
but I'm sitting out there, and I am flipping freezing.
It was 37 degrees.
It was 37
Seriously?
degrees, and
That
you
is
know,
not healthy.
in the mountains, and then we're sitting there. Well, by the time they put all the fog and stuff out there with the fog effects, it was foggy. But
Do they really need fog effects in the mountains?
believe
I mean,
it or
isn't it there already?
well, listen, when the horse came out, you
That
could
was what was
see
cool.
the breath coming out of the
Really?
nostrils of the horse, so it looked just like the Headless Horseman's horse whenever you see him. Like,
They have an actual horse, or was it?
It was a
oh
real
no,
horse.
it was an actual horse, So, we're out there and we're watching this thing, and we're sitting there and we're freaking freezing, and their Blondie was like so critical about reminding me of what I need to wear and everything like that.
Oh, right.
And then
Yeah.
she looks at me as I'm sitting over there, and I look like Jack Nicholson at the end of The Shining. And she looks over at me, the
Yeah.
Shining, and she looks
You want
over.
to get sued? If anybody can tell me what that's from, what I just said, you'll get a button pack.
Say it again.
Button back.
You want to get sued?
We thought we had a
It was
ghost in
actually
here.
haunted in here.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I talk about it, but I mean, I didn't know it was real. I'm kidding. I know it's real.
We busted out the proton packs and
Right.
took care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, but it was great. It was great up there, and we had a great time. It was but we're sitting out there and like I'm looking like Jack Nicholson, all
From The
frozen
Shining.
from The Shining, and Blondie turns around, and looks at me real slow, and looks up at me and goes, I thought for a minute about bringing a blanket, but then I decided not to. And I just wanted to, because all I could think about at that point for the rest of the night was a
Right.
nice warm blanket running across us. I was like, ah.
Rising.
It was, oh man, it was cold.
But it was.
Sounds like it.
But I mean, what? I don't know. I forgot about the cold when the show was actually going on. It was just like during
Really?
pauses and stuff that I would kind of like, oh
I
yeah,
envy you.
I'm freezing.
Yeah, I do too, because I was sitting there going, oh man, this is good, cold. Oh man, that was a great song, Cold. Here
Like the
comes the horse,
weatherman.
Cold. No, the only thing where I went just completely quiet and nuts for,
Yeah.
and seriously, I mean, and everybody did great. I mean, they did great in this show. It was wonderful. All the different actors and actresses, they were just fantastic. I couldn't say enough.
Highly recommended.
Highly recommended.
recommend.
Not enough good things could be said about this.
But I
highly
think it's a
recommend you go.
traveling show that they do different places.
It may be. It's called the Sleepy Hollow Experience, but let me tell you, I could have gone. I'm the type of guy with the Headless Horseman. I could have gone. The experience could have been
Yeah.
me just sitting in there watching the Headless Horseman ride around that, and because I was like, oh yeah,
Nice.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was sitting there, man. Wouldn't this be great if I could be up there and be the Headless Horseman? I would haunt the heck out of these Cherokee
Right.
hills.
But it was like really cool because the theater where they had it is the place where they usually do a play called Unto These Hills, and
Which is also a phenomenal show.
it's a really
Yeah.
good show, and they usually run that one during the summer.
yeah.
And then they decided they did the Sleepy Hollow experience, and just for like I guess around Halloween, and so we got the tickets for that, and
I believe they do it Valentine's Day too.
yeah, Valentine's Day, but But it was really good, and they did. I mean, like I said, it was a play, so there was, singing, but they only had six actors if you count the headless horseman, because you had the Ichabod, Katrina,
Brom
Bones, and then there were two other, and they were kind of like storyteller type people. One was kind of like a gypsy, and the other one kind of was a Joker kind of character.
Right.
And
they were kind of furthering along the story.
Yeah, they
and
were.
Dialogue and
Sounds awesome.
kind of directing the crowd. But then also, of course, you got to say, add in the headless horseman.
Yeah, then you had the headless horseman who would come out, and so it was really cool. And like he said, they did come up into the crowd and kind of like get you involved in, because they were talking about Ichabod was teaching school, and he came up into the crowd and was going like person to person and asking, did you do your homework? You got your homework? And
then when he was doing the because Ichabod also he was teaching choir in the church.
Oh yeah,
So he
and they
came
got
up,
everybody to stand up
we
and
stood up and sang a church
Sing.
hymn. It was amazing. It was really immersive. And
it
then,
was.
But I thought the funniest thing though was when one of the scenes where they had Ichabod and Katrina, and they were going to be doing a dance, and of course Brom Bones, he was like all jealous and everything, and so they were changing places, on the stage. Well, they were up in the crowd, but Katrina and Ichabod were going to go over to one side of the stage, and Brom was supposed to kind of go to the opposite side, and they were supposed to kind of be moving at the same time. But Katrina and Ichabod were on the front of the stage where they had a kind of big walkway, and they could walk in front of the crowd. And Brom was coming down the aisle of people, so of course he's having to like, excuse me, sorry, excuse me. And so it was a long aisle, but it was our row that he was coming down, and it's so funny. So of course Ichabod and Katrina got over to their side much faster, and he's still making his way down the aisle.
So they had to draw out the song a little bit.
Really?
But then he yells out, and he was like, hold on. It's taking me a little bit longer to make this transition than I thought. And then he just keeps coming down the aisle. And then when he finally gets down to the end, he was like, okay, I'm good.
The sign, I mean, seriously, and I really enjoyed that because that's a sign of a true professional to roll with the situation. And,
show must go on.
Yeah, the show must go on. And he kept it going.
Yeah.
Everything was on pace.
But
And it was I'm glad it happened that way because that made it charming. And
Yeah,
then
you gotta roll
and then
with
here's Blondie's favorite part at the when he gets to the end
Oh yeah,
of our aisle because I'm sitting on the end.
Yeah, we were sitting on the end of the aisle, and when he finally gets to the end, and then he just stands there right beside where Gregbo is sitting, and he's holding a drum, and he has to stand there the whole time that Katrina and Ichabod are doing their dance, and they're playing a song. And the whole time he's standing there, and he's just like, ugh. And he's just making all kind of noises. And then finally he's going to like go after Ichabod. And he turns around and he hands his drum to Gregbo. And he's like, here, will you hold this?
And what was my response?
And Greg was like, sure.
I was like, sure.
Yes, I will.
But here's the thing you got to know about me. All right. And I've always been this way. And, probably never mentioned it before this podcast, but I've got a thing, right?
A thing
Where
you say.
yeah, it's a thing I say, and it's really weird. I don't know why, but if I'm out somewhere and somebody's performing or whatever,
I'm not sure where this is going.
and I'm watching and everything, and they're dancing or doing something, or whatever.
Are you the one doing that at our live shows?
No, look,
That's been you this whole time?
Yeah, it's been me. I'm the one that streaks through the middle of it. So, but listen, yelling power to the people.
Yeah,
But-
like she's trying to get you to put clothes on.
Yeah, I know, right?
Case in
That's
point.
where that came from, right?
Nothing but a smile.
Yeah, nothing but a smile. Leave them with a smile. So
Ray Stevens reference.
yes,
Yeah.
But when they come in, right,
Yeah.
and they're like standing right there in front of me, and they're doing something like this, I'm never uncomfortable around things. Y'all know me.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
kind of boisterous and whatnot.
Put up with me.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's a chore in of itself. But but I'm sitting there, and when somebody's sitting there doing that, I start getting freaked out in my brain because I'm sitting here. Well, I'm like,
I would have played the drum along with the song.
Right?
I almost did. Now, I almost did do that.
Oh,
but,
yeah, 'cause I got a
not
picture.
handing me the drum. I don't mind that.
Okay,
But
okay.
when somebody's like standing there and they come up to me and they're performing, especially like if they're dancing or doing something like that, don't know how to react.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, I'm trying to, get a look on my face like, oh yeah, I appreciate it or whatever.
I'm
But the whole
enjoying
time I'm like, I'm so freaking uncomfortable right now because I'm just like, not that I'm the center of attention because, I'll get up and get on the microphone, do whatever. But I'm sitting there and I'm just like, how do I react to this? It's just such an oddity for me.
Right.
It's just odd, But
next time you're at one of our shows, I'm just going to walk over and hand you my guitar and see what happens.
oh, I will rock it out, buddy.
Oh God!
You'll start hearing some Ozzy
From his cell phone.
from my cell phone. But hey, I can pantomime.
Nice.
Air guitar.
I'll do some honky tonk, man. Shake, rattle, and roll.
If Antler Hill ever gets to that point, if that's how I want our live shows to be,
Yeah.
an immersive experience with actors.
Well, I can
and,
see you doing that. And you would be
set
great
pieces
at
and all that.
No, you'd be great at that.
Yeah.
I can see if you doing a live show like that up at, have a big budget show.
Yeah.
I can see set pieces in the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. And I'll be designing them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And there'll be trap doors and
I'll actually be able to pay you for it.
and punji pits and all kind of surprises.
Excellent.
But while we were in Cherokee, we also got Greg Bow to do another first,
Oh my goodness, yes.
because we were walking around and we had a little bit of time to kill before the show started, and we saw one of those like old timey photo things.
Yeah.
And
I
was
saw
like,
that.
I was like, let's
Yeah.
go do this. Let's go do
All
this.
these pictures are going to be up on the Funhouse, by the way.
Yeah, and he was
We've got one too. It's not from that night, but we've got a similar.
I tried to get
Okay.
Neil to do it at Busch Gardens, and he wasn't interested.
Aw.
We could have taken pictures with a casket. It was so fun.
You missed taking picture with a casket?
Did.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
So much.
Oh my goodness.
So much.
I'd have been up in that thing.
Oh God! But it was really fun though, because I finally got him to go in there and we did the old timey pictures.
Yeah, when she and then she puts out all over Facebook, she puts the picture up and says, "Look, everybody, I finally got Greg Bow to cosplay. So coming soon will be my own cosplay Instagram where you can go to it and even sign up for the Patreon and get the lewds."
Oh God!
That's what all the kids are doing these days, I guess.
Oh, it's Halloween night and your tummy is on overtime. It just can't do its job. It's a problem with all those yummy treats. Introducing Candy Lax. Relieves bloat now. So you can finish off that bucket of goodies. Candy Lax. Relieves bloat so you can enjoy Halloween. Sold at nerd stores near you.
Yeah, we did see the bears in Cherokee.
Live bears.
They had live
Bear
bears.
zoo, yeah.
It was a bear zoo, and they had a whole
You
bunch
do
of
not want to mess with those bears.
They had a
do
whole
you?
bunch of bears in there.
Yeah.
And you could buy the little trays of apples and
Did you
stuff.
buy a bear?
It was
No,
like
you
an
could buy
apple.
that.
It was like honestly, it was a plate, right, for like $1.
Yeah.
And it was like an apple sandwich because there was 2 full slices of bread. Let's see,
Lettuce
and
an apple
apples.
sandwich?
apple slices. Yeah,
Like an apple sandwich.
Yeah,
But
apple
you could
sandwich.
give the bears, but you were kind of looking down on them because they were down in a
Oh,
thing.
okay. I thought it was like like they're free
Misty,
roaming,
Blondie, I wasn't looking down on them.
But we were up
nice. Nice. That
See what
was
I did
good.
there?
Yeah.
high. I'm very, very rarely looking down on anything. So I mean,
Well, that is true. She's always looking up.
Right. Yeah. A little short
we were
there.
we were up high. We were up high, so you had to look over the ledge to see them. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Context works.
So, but they were,
Blondie is just
Yeah.
for those of you who've never met her in person. Blondie is like Oompa Loompa short.
no, I'm not. I'm 5'2" without heels,
Ba,
so
ba.
Doop-a-dee-doo.
I'm not too short. I'm a little short.
You're a
Just
lot
a little
short.
A little short.
A little short.
But
You're a lot short.
yeah, the bears were
She
in
fits
there.
in my pocket. Go ahead.
But the bears were in there, and there was
Blondie
a
pocket.
few. There was a few
Blondie
of
pocket.
them.
See what I did there?
There was a few of them that you
Their
could even.
Cosplay closet. Huh?
She's gonna kill me if we don't let her finish. Finish.
I'm the one that keeps interrupting her.
She's gonna kill you in a minute. I'm just gonna sit there and watch.
I know.
But
I'll do the play-by-play on the mic. Okay, go ahead, Blondie. I'm sorry.
I'm done.
I'm ready to read my story whenever y'all get ready.
All right. Read your story. I'm done. Cough it out. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's go.
All right. Are you
Have some
ready?
more
We're ready.
tea.
Yeah. My tea's pretty good.
Oh, and
Good.
God, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, God help us if we interrupt her in the middle of the story. So I'm just gonna
Really?
be quiet over here and fade into the background while she.
Which
we'll
story is this
comment when
again?
she
This
finishes.
is, I actually have, I better get something to drink.
Yeah, you should.
I got something in my throat. But we
That
actually,
whiskey bottle's bigger than you are.
oh my God.
We at the Funhouse do not condone alcoholism.
Except for Blondie, she does.
Oh, that was my green tea. But we actually, it's green tea, I swear. See, that's what the bottle says.
Lightning is
it's
going
what the
to
bottle
strike.
says.
You said that's green tea and you swear.
No, that's what the bottle says.
No, you didn't.
But Ossifer, it's Lipton's.
Yeah. But anyway,
Lipton's made moonshine.
we do have a story from one of our listeners. And so
Hey,
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
it's from our listeners. Let's hear it.
So, all right, let me just get to this. In 2014, my sister and I decided to attend the Walker Stalker Convention in Atlanta. This was right around the time of the season 4 Walking Dead premiere. I was a huge Daryl Dixon fan, so I was excited to get the chance to meet Norman Reedus. Having already purchased my tickets to the convention and booked my hotel, I figured the only thing left to do was to decide on what I wanted to get Norman to sign. I knew I wanted something other than a photo, so I logged onto eBay and started looking to see if I could find something interesting. I learned pretty quickly that there were very few items of memorabilia from the show and even less for Daryl Dixon. I found one shirt being auctioned that Daryl wore in season 2 that ended up selling for $800.
Wow.
Way out of my price range, so I tempered my expectations. Fast forward a couple of weeks, I wake up early one morning and decide to check eBay, and lo and behold, I find an item that had just been listed, an original belt buckle that was used on The Walking Dead. The seller said it was a gift from someone who worked on the show, but didn't know what character it was used for. It was listed as buy it now with a price that was on the high side if worn by a secondary character, but a steal if it was Daryl Dixon's. So I knew I had to act fast. Having no idea what kind of belt buckle Daryl wore, I quickly scanned the photos. It was brass with black leather that had an intricate dragon design, and I thought it looked like something Daryl would wear. So I bought it and hoped for the best. Fast forward a few more weeks, and it was the Saturday of the convention, and I'm standing in line with my sister to meet Norman Reedus. By now I had done enough research to convince myself that the belt buckle I purchased had indeed belonged to Daryl Dixon and was worn the first 2 seasons of The Walking Dead. I'm nervous, and my sister and I debate who goes first. I decide her, because I need more time to compose myself. I'm thinking of what I'm going to say while my sister is busy chatting with Norman. Then it's my turn. Norman gives me a warm hug, and I hand him the belt buckle. He takes a moment to examine it, and I hold my breath. He says, "So tell me the story behind this." My heart sinks, thinking he doesn't recognize it. Then my sister blurts out, "It's yours, isn't it?" Norman says, "Well, yeah, it's definitely mine. Where'd you get it?" One word, eBay. A look of surprise crosses Norman's face, and he says, "You mean someone's selling my stuff on eBay?" At this point, Norman takes a momentary sidebar to discuss this with one of his handlers, then pulls out his phone and says he wants to get a picture of the belt buckle. My sister says, "You're not going to confiscate it, are you?" I think she is kidding, although I admit the thought had crossed my mind. Norman laughs and says, "Nah, I'm just going to sign it and give it back." So all in all, I left excited knowing I have this really cool piece of The Walking Dead memorabilia, but also slightly paranoid about what Norman did with that picture.
Nice.
Wow, cool.
they leave a name at all? Or
And
just
that is
anonymous?
from Natasha.
Natasha. Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you, Natasha.
So if anybody else has any really cool stories,
Cosplay.
celebrity encounters, or any Halloween stories that you want to tell us,
Yeah. Anything about music, comics?
or anything cool that you did for Halloween, just send those to getlostinthefunhouse@gmail.com. We would love to hear them.
And don't worry, we won't tell anybody where you hid the body.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We will keep that anonymous.
Anonymous.
So with that,
Well, I guess it's time to get lost.
in the Funhouse.